I can already see the comment section saying, what idiot would compare a Chevy Silverado to a Chevy Trailblazer? Yes, me. I am that idiot. And I think that there's a good argument here. And I'm going to show you guys why this Trailblazer is a better deal. Well, not a better deal, we know it's a better deal. It's a better buy, it's a better option for most people who are looking to buy a truck. Let's get into it. Special shout out to Jerry Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. They did allow me to do this video, and they have a huge selection of inventory. And these two vehicles are available for sale. Now, first things first, this Trailblazer is an RS model, which gives it this sportier appearance. You can see up front, it has a different design for the projector style headlights. You have your turn signal, and fog lights are down below right there. And let's face it, it does look really cool, and I guarantee you it'll fit in your garage. The Silverado probably has a little bit better cool factor, but most people who are buying these trucks today don't even tow a trailer. Better yet, don't even open the tailgate. And what's even funnier, this truck has tow hooks on the front, and every truck I ever see never has any scratches on them. So why do you need this big truck when that Trailblazer over there is the perfect buy for you? I mean, let's pop the hood and see what's under there. You guys see that? Turbo. See, I bet you most people are already right now are ready to go out and buy a Trailblazer over the Silverado. Trust me when I say this, turbo means lots of power. And this thing has a good bit of it, 155 horsepower, 174 pound-feet of torque. But listen, that may not sound like a lot, but you got to understand something. Power to weight ratio. You see right here? 4,400 pounds, but you have to subtract that number here. So this thing weighs basically 3,400 pounds. So if you have heavy friends, you're gonna have to tell them to lose weight. And I didn't mention this, but this is a inline 3 turbocharged engine. Inline 3, 1.3 liter displacement, and it's gonna save you on fuel, obviously. And if something breaks, well, there's only 3 cylinders. I was hoping that they would have a 2.7 turbocharged 4-cylinder for the Silverado, because that is the standard engine for most of these pickups, especially in the lower trim levels. But they did not have one. This is a big burly V8 5.3 liter. It's gonna be good for 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque, so tons of power. But keep in mind that high output 4-cylinder does have, I believe, more torque, and it may have close to the horsepower as this V8 does. And as I mentioned earlier, most people who are buying these trucks only buy a truck because they really want one, and I respect that. Don't get me wrong, this is a great commuter car for anybody. I think that for what you're getting, like, this thing has LED headlights and fog lights, just like this Silverado does over here. And it has really nice wheels. These are gonna be 18-inch wheels, and they are wrapped in a Hankook tire. And the tire size is a 225/55. And over here, this is a Goodyear Trail Runner, and this is also an 18-inch wheel, but the tire size is a 275/60. So you're gonna have to pay more money for these tires. And let's face it, this truck weighs 5,300 pounds on the curb versus 3,400 pounds. So yeah, that does give you a lot more protection on the road. And this truck can tow, what, 9,300 pounds? The Trailblazer can tow, well, it doesn't even matter, because look at how the diffuser back here looks. Like, this looks really cool. You have parking sensors, you have a really nice design for aero, and you don't need to tow anything because you have a hatchback. And guess what? The seats go down to give you more space. And you remember how I told you that most people don't even know how to use their tailgate? I'm serious when I say that. This tailgate is really hard to use. Well, not really hard, it's just different. You have this multi-flex tailgate here where you can use this, or you can also use it as a step. But again, when I look in the back of most people's trucks, the beds always look nice and clean like this, even after a few years. Which is why I think this is the perfect buy. You have dual exhaust, and LED taillights for your brake lights. Now, as far as the interior goes, I really do think that this is a great commuter car. Like, check out the overall design. Nice accent right here, red stitching. And even on the steering wheel, they have perforated leather with the red stitching that continues. Nice design. And this does have a power seat with lumbar support. So if you do have a big burly truck and you are looking for, you know, a commuter car, I think this is a perfect setup here. I can put the seat all the way back. I'm 6'1", and it does have a telescoping steering wheel, so you can really spread out inside of here. Now, as far as sitting out back goes, I don't know if I could sit back here. Let's see if I can. Oh wow, I can't even put the seat back up. There it is. So if I sat back behind myself, oh yeah, this is tiny. This is tiny. But this is still a great car for commuting. You have cup holders back here, and the windows are tinted so you get a little bit of privacy. Oh, and I may not have to have the seat back this far. Oh yeah, you can really spread out in here, so I can put the seat up a good bit actually. And because you have a telescoping steering wheel, you can really like still get comfortable. Now you do have a small screen in here. I think it's like a 4.2, and then you have an 8-inch screen on this side. Heated seats, push button start, does have smart key system. And overall, this interior, I like it. I think that it's done well. You have a electronic parking brake there, lane keep assist, auto stop start. You even have a performance button. It has all-wheel drive. You have your USBs, power plug. It does have quite a bit of features. Let's see if it has navigation. So even if it doesn't have navigation, which it doesn't, you still have your Apple CarPlay. So that does come in handy to not have to use navigation. So how much is this thing going to set you back? Let's see here. The window sticker is right here. This has a starting price of $27,700. And all in with all the options, you can see some of the options. They have a technology package and a convenience package, driver confidence package, all for $31,280. And here's some of your standard equipment. And as far as fuel economy goes, 30 on the highway, 26 in the city, compared to 20 and 16. So price on this one is going to be $59,875. So you're going to pay almost $30,000 more. You can buy 2 Chevy Trailblazers for the price of this one truck. And this is the RST, so it does have a nicer appearance. You can get things blacked out like you see. It has optional black wheels available too. And base price is right there at $55,200. But all in all, I think that Trailblazer is a better buy for most of you guys out there. Let's take it for a quick drive. So we're gonna stick in the city. I did reset the fuel mileage too. I wanna see what it could potentially get. So this is an inline 3. So I don't know why manufacturers are trying to go smaller with their engines as opposed to just sticking with the 4-cylinder. I mean, granted, this thing only weighs 3,400 pounds, and because it is turbocharged, it doesn't matter. Toyota has the inline 3, I believe, in their like Corolla hatchback. And yeah, I think that this is their way of trying to get the best fuel economy, but a 4-cylinder would suffice. Now, it does feel peppy. I will admit, it does not feel sluggish at all, which I'm very surprised by. And visibility, let's see. Hopefully you guys can see. I can't look back there for you, but hopefully you can see. There are some blind spots back there, but not too bad. Uh-oh, there's a train right there. Now here's where this car shines. If you need to make a U-turn, this thing is super easy. Like, this is the best car to drive in the city with. Like, if you do live in the city and you do have a big truck, this is probably the best option for you. And you're gonna get at least 20 miles to the gallon in the city. Like already, like I've only driven half a mile and I've gotten 16.2. If I was driving a truck, it'd probably be like closer to like 9 or less. It does have stop start, and that's gonna help a little bit with fuel economy. Heated seats. I am gonna turn the heat down though, it's really hot. But maneuvering this thing is super easy. And I think that it feels comfortable for the most part. Like, even in the city, I'm hitting bumps. I don't feel like this thing is uncomfortable. The seats actually have some bolstering, which is surprising. When you go back 15-20 years for like subcompacts like this, they weren't this nice. They didn't have heated seats. I mean, they barely even had automatic transmissions. By the way, this is a 9-speed transmission. I don't know if I mentioned that. And they just weren't nice. But today, like, look at your gauge cluster. Like, everything just looks great. Like, if I didn't show you the car and just showed you this, you might have thought this was a Camaro. But this is a perfect car for commuting. It's a great price, and I don't think that most people will find this too small. I mean, even for me, like, I don't like small cars like this, but I actually would potentially get something like this for like commuting. I mean, I'm already at 20.7 miles to the gallon, and I'm not even trying. Like, I mean, I'm getting pretty darn good gas miles here. I'm gonna make a, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get back on the highway. Maybe I can show you guys some acceleration to see how this puppy can get up to speed. All right, so here we go. Oh yeah, this is, oh wow, this thing actually has really nice acceleration. I can't believe that this is a inline 3. Like, I'm actually like really surprised. All right, so here's a little bit of acceleration. Here we go. You know, I'm actually impressed. The acceleration wasn't that great, but for what you're getting, for potentially what you can get for under $30,000, actually, this is not bad. It's a little bit of road noise, which you would expect because this is a tiny car, but it actually handles well. Brakes feel good, nice and tight. They're not touchy at all. And I think for the money, this is a great commuter car. When I thought about the Trailblazer coming back out, I was expecting it to be a full-size SUV. And when I saw this, I was actually really surprised that this is the route they took for the Trailblazer name. But, you know, all things considered, this is definitely nice. I would recommend one of these to anyone who might be considering buying one. By the way, there's a button you have to push right there. I thought it was just like a pull-up on, but nope. So there you have it. The Chevy Trailblazer is a really cool small SUV that you can have for about $30,000. This one's pretty loaded. It has a lot of safety features. I did notice like the alert that came up when I was in the city and people who are already braking. It did alert me, which was really cool that it has those kind of features. And it doesn't look that bad, actually. It does have a really sporty appearance. And I think that for the money and the fuel economy, by the way, I got 20 miles to the gallon on that small little stint with the acceleration. It is a good one for you to consider. Now, is it better than a Chevy Silverado? I guess we'll have to leave that to the comment section. See you guys in the next video. Now, I did mention towing capacity, and I just kind of jumped right over that. But no, it doesn't look like you can tow with this.